Hi everyone, I'm trying to make this video for a few days right now, and it's pretty important to me, I guess. So it's about why I don't take any more low dose naltrexone, which is called in a shortcut LDN, and it's a really cool thing actually to do. It's an off-label medication. If you don't want to do immunosuppressants for your rheumatoid arthritis or the disease modifying medication, DMRs, I think that's how they called. And you're trying to get a little bit more natural, but you need some kind of help, then low dose naltrexone may be a really good thing for you to do. Now, there's so much about benefits of low dose naltrexone out there. There's many videos, so I will not be talking about that. I do recommend it for, I guess, limited time if you need some help. But here's why I would not recommend to be on a LDN for a longer period of time. So to give you a little bit history, I was taking it for 7 months, and I was on 4.5 milligram a day, and then I was smaller dose because that was too strong for me. And apparently when it doesn't work, it means you should go lower. So I ended up taking 1.5 milligrams a day. And at the end, I was trying to take even less because something was telling me that the pain I'm feeling all over my body, it's because of the LDN. So I started taking it when I was, after a very long flare-up of my rheumatoid arthritis, and I was actually on the Metotrexate for a moment after that, but I had way too many side effects of the Metotrexate, and I wasn't willing to have no quality of my life because that's what happened. I think I may do one video about Metotrexate later. But anyway, I found that low dose naltrexone was something that helped me to squash the inflammation and help me not to get any flare-up. While I was building my strength and my self-discipline to manage my RA with a pretty restrictive diet. So right now I'm a very low carb slash ketogenic, sometimes carnivore diet, and that seems to be working for me really well. But I needed help, to get here. Anyway, at the very beginning when I started taking LDN, it tells you that there will be first side effect is very vivid dreams, and I did have nightmares. I had awful nightmares actually. It was pretty scary. I remember I woke up in the middle of the night a few times, and I was afraid to sleep alone, so I was with my husband, and I would not want to sleep anywhere. I remember I could work on my clients and stay there overnight. I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to be home. So that stopped after 2 weeks. And at the very beginning, I felt like the medication is really working, helping me. And I think it was doing that. I think if you're taking it, you probably know how it works. It blocks your opiate receptors, and it blocks it for about 6 hours. And when it's released, your body is overcompensating for the blockage, and I think it's releasing lots of endorphins, which is a natural way of fighting inflammation in your body, which is a great thing. But I think that although it's helpful that way, I think there's something problematic with it, and I actually tried to find some resources online. I don't know if you have some kind of published research about it, and you could share a link with me. I couldn't find anything, but I find out that, and I think maybe because it's messing up with your opiate receptors and is stopping, it's stopping your body first from, it's stopping your body from having inflammation by releasing this huge amount of endorphins at once. I think what happens is later during the day, when there are opportunities for your body to naturally release your endorphins, like when you are happy or something, it's not happening in your body. Like your body can't do it anymore. Maybe like the ability to release endorphins and produce them is being a little bit exhausted. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist. I'm not medical. I'm just a middle-aged lady. I'm 42 and I have rheumatoid arthritis for quite a while now. And I have to say I'm pretty well with it, except last, either due COVID or the vaccine. I don't know about this, the spike protein of the virus basically gave me a huge flare-up, which put me in a very, very difficult situation when I had to actually end up taking Metotrexate for a little bit. And then, I found about LDN. But besides that, I'm able to manage it with very good diet and now way better diet actually, and exercise and natural wise. I actually am using marshmallow extract and astragalus, which two herbs apparently when you put them together they are calming your immune system, and I think it's working. I don't know, I'm not gonna recommend it because I'm not a medical professional, but I find it works for me, and I'm also using black seed oil, and pretty good. That's it. And the diet is really the best thing. And magnesium lotions, I use magnesium lotions. That's really, really helping me as well. But I'm going back to LDN. So this is why I stopped taking that. So I was getting depressed, and it was really weird because I knew that something is wrong with me and I couldn't figure it out for a moment. I just didn't feel like me. Like I felt like I couldn't be too happy, but I also couldn't be too sad. I was just different. I wasn't feeling like myself. And originally I thought it was because I had this inflammation for a long time, and maybe, I still had a chronic inflammation in my brain, or maybe it's a brain fog. And I did so many things, like I did drink some mushrooms, and not like the crazy mushrooms, just, the lion's mane mushrooms, or I forgot the other name, but, you drink instead of coffee. I was trying to figure out different ways how not to have a brain fog, but none of it was really working. And I figured it out by accident when I stay up. So usually when you take low-dose naltrexone, you take it just before your bed because you just want to go to sleep, basically. It's recommended to be asleep. So I usually want to sleep early, but 2 nights I stay up because I had family over and we wanted to stay up and talk because they were with us just for a couple weeks and we didn't see them for years. And I realized that I was kind of high on the naltrexone, and it was a very low dose. I was taking only 1.5 and I still felt like I was high. I couldn't call it in any other way. I stay up past 10 p.m., which, shouldn't be that late. I mean, I'm an adult, we're supposed to be able to stay up late. And I was talking and I started hearing myself, like the way I sounded, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I should be talking anymore. I literally felt like I'm high. And the same happened the next day. I stay up late, and I knew that the second day that this was LDN, that I usually slept during that time. So it's impacting your opiate receptors in your brain. So I didn't know it could actually give you that kind of high feeling. So it did. And after that, I was kind of very suspicious of the LDN. I tried to look at different side effects of it, and it's there was some articles on the PubMed that will tell you that it's actually really helpful with RA and fibromyalgia and other autoimmune diseases, with vertigos. There's a bunch of things. It helps to lose weight to people. By the way, I was putting on weight on LDN, which was really funny because I didn't eat that much. But I had bigger sugar craving on it, so I don't know if anyone has the same symptom. But the main thing was that I saw that it impacts my brain and it impacts how I think. And I started connecting the dots, and I realized that maybe that's what makes me depressed, because I was getting depressed. At the beginning, I didn't feel that, and at the beginning also I was pretty much very tired and fatigued from the flare-up and from the Metotrexate. So it took me months to recover from taking Metotrexate, I think about a month and a half or two. But after that, I realized that I am overall fatigued all the time. I had that brain fog. Also, I was sad, and I had lots of like this chronic pain all over my body. So there is pain when you have an RA, and I'm used to that pain, but that pain is different. The chronic pain from LDN I'm talking about, it was kind of like a numb feeling that just wasn't going away anywhere, and it was just there all the time, so heavy, and I just felt so tired of it. And it felt just like overall something is wrong. And once again, I did lots of research and I couldn't find anything about side effects. It's considered to be basically no side effects medication, the low dose naltrexone, except the dreams that they say. And besides, that's supposed to help you with your mood, supposed to help you with your cravings, supposed to help you with your inflammation. So I kind of feel that it does just that, but maybe my reaction to it was a little bit different than someone else's, so I don't know. So that's one case. Maybe I had a different reaction. I talked with my friend, and he said that maybe I had adrenaline fatigue or thyroid problems. But actually, I had my thyroid problems checked, and I had very good numbers. And I think that's due to a very good diet I'm on, because I'm getting organ meat and I'm eating lots of good meat. And lots of eggs, and it's pretty good. And also I checked my inflammation markers, and everything was the lowest ever. So I think that it was working many ways, and but it was just really messing up with my mood. And the reason why we now know for sure that was LDN, the low dose naltrexone, that was impacting me so much is because when I stopped taking it, my first reaction was, and I was on a very low dose by then. I was 1.5 milligram a day in the evening. Sometimes I took it every 2 days. Sometimes I took half a pill of it, so it was 0.7 milligram. And what happened is that I was completely emotionally unstable for like 3 or 4 days. Like I just felt crazy, weepy, and oh my gosh, it was just so crazy feeling for a moment. And I just knew that it's me just reacting to not taking the LDN, and I couldn't sleep for about a day or two, but then I was fine. And one of the things that happened, my depression went away, and I started feeling creativity again. I wasn't creative during taking LDN, and I went for a run a couple days later, and I felt this wonderful feeling after a run, which was runner's high, and that's endorphins. And that's when I realized that I wasn't able to produce endorphins after my run because of the LDN. And it was just so bizarre to discover that. And I also, like, when I was running, it's funny when you run, but when you're a long distance runner and when you like run for a while, there's this moment when you just so enjoy mastering your body, how it feels, how it moves, and everything. I couldn't have that runner's awareness when I was on LDN. There's so many things I couldn't do on LDN, which is so crazy. And I missed it all. So after a few days of being emotional, I told my husband, like, gosh, I missed being me. Like, I wasn't me. Like, the last 6-7 months, I was like half of a me. And he said to me that he missed me. And that was quite shocking, because he saw me being different, and he was trying to tell me he thought it was the LDN, but he knew. I was a little bit afraid to stop taking it because I was afraid I'm gonna, inflame right away and have, flare up of the RA, which, it's hard when you have already damaged joints. But it didn't happen. I think I developed a strong discipline about my diet, strong enough to carry me through it. And I think I tried to manage my stress level and everything well. And I don't want to be just managing my symptoms. I just want to be healthy and natural and happy. And I think without just feeling good about myself. And I'm not talking here about some cheap self-esteem, whatever concept, because that's not what it is. It's just feeling at peace and trusting God and using, all the natural resources we have. For me, that's good. That's good. That's a good way to manage. Actually, to just live my life with all of that, in spite of that, and also like not taking all the medication helps me like not to be focusing like, oh yeah, I need to take a pill, I need to be in bed early, that. It was just like this bizarre way of living my life on medication. I think I'm gonna do one more video about Metotrexate because that was a little bit more difficult journey, but that's, everyone is more aware of different side effects of Metotrexate because there are many of them and they are everywhere on the internet, and you can read about them, and you can even know people who had all those, and it's just nuts. And I think it's only like 30% effective, and I don't think it doesn't treat anything, just slows down. So, well, it's up to you if you want to take it, but I just know I don't want to be on something that toxic, and Metotrexate is toxic. So I went with a little bit more natural off-label medication, and I don't regret that because it did help me, but I also don't regret stopping taking it. And I'm happy I did because I'm the person I am, and I don't feel like half of me is missing, which was kind of bizarre, especially for artists, because I love creating, and just not having this pull to create was so weird, and it just didn't quite feel like me. So if you're on a low dose naltrexone and you don't feel quite like yourself, maybe it's not good for you. This medication is pretty much great to control inflammation, and I think it works for most people, but maybe some people it doesn't work as well. I didn't like it long term. If I will have a flare-up, I may end up taking it again for a limited period of time, but now I'll be prepared that it might make me depressed and all of that, and I'll manage it. But I hope that I'll be able to continue to manage my array with diet and exercise and prayer, and just, thanking God that He's keeping me healthy. And I'm grateful for that. So, this may be the first video about LDN. I hope if you have some resources about it and you would like to share with me, please send me links, because I would like to look at some research. I couldn't find anything except, I think sleepiness, fatigue, and the dreams, the vivid dreams, that's the only 3 side effects. They say it's so safe they can actually be pregnant and breastfeed with it. So, but I don't know. For me, I think it was safe, but maybe I just don't like being on medication, and I felt like it wasn't me, like it was half of me. It's so funny. Anyway, I was telling my husband that there may be a time when I need to go on a low dose naltrexone, maybe temporarily or something, like in case something happens. And he said to me, I would really miss you again, because he really said that, we got married, and he said that it was like I wasn't the same person. Like, he missed me, because one of the things I think it did, maybe it didn't make you depressed as much, like just sad and weepy, but I feel like I numbed all the feelings. So I wasn't too happy, but I wasn't too sad. I was just like in the middle all the time. And I think my husband loves about me that when I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm sad, I'm sad. And he'd rather have me be very sad and devastated when something sad is happening, you're supposed to be sad. And when something happy is happening, you're supposed to be happy, joyful, and excited. And you shouldn't just be in the middle all the time. Like, you should just be able to react emotionally to things. Of course, you don't let those emotions run you and your life and all that, but it's okay to be super happy, and it's okay to be super sad. Just normal thing for humans. We are humans driven by emotions, and God, we have self-control and discipline, and we mature and we learn how to handle all that, but we're supposed to have those emotions, which is really, really cool. So I finally was able to do this video without anyone calling me or interrupting me, and I hid away from my husband in someone else's home because I just can't focus and do things when he's around, because I always start talking to him and he talks to me, and it's just fun. So I hope you enjoy. And again, if you have something to share with me or with others about low-dose naltrexone and how it turned out for you, please do so. Thank you. And I hope you will be able to manage your rheumatoid arthritis or other autoimmune disease. And it's just a thing to live with. We all have something to struggle with, so this is just one of those things. We all have something, and don't let it just control all your life. You can do it. Like we can do it. That's what I say. We can do it. And I always say that we all have to die from something. So I don't think I already killed anyone yet. Maybe, I don't know. I hope that. Maybe that other things from it. If you just completely let yourself go. But I don't think that we're supposed to just live this life carelessly and have nothing to deal with. So we all have something. We all end up having something sooner or later, and it sucks, but that's life. So I hope you can manage your whatever it is you have to manage, and just be strong, and you can do it.